Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. What is the best team now? Is Beto back on the menu? Flip did a lot of calcs. Oh, that is a lot of calcs, you're right. 120, 130? Is that the best one? That's with C6 Chi-Chi, I see. Shilonen here? Really? Are the Yai buffs enough to make Shilonen better than Sucrose? Is there really no way to double swirl? Pretty much. He uses burst every other rotation on Sandrone in every team except the Diona one, it seems. That feels wrong. 1.5 second field time for Yai triple E is certainly a thing. Is Yansan bad for Sandrone? She's fine. The biggest issue is that with the buffs to Yai, you'd rather have someone that buffs the whole team than someone that only buffs Sandrone. Like, I know actually there. I mean, all the buff seller units are here, right? Well, all. There's two other carries, right? Rizli and Sino. Look, it's because you can't play the stellar Rizli and Sino teams without Sandrone. What's Chi-Chi's best weapon in these teams? That is a good question. Here, Flip is using Finale, and I'm pretty sure that's dumb and stupid. Especially since he's swapping from Chi-Chi to Sandrone. Like, put the Fav in the bag. What do you do? He does use Fav in some. Oh, he uses Fav in this one, but that's the only one, I think. No, this one as well. But yeah, when he uses Beto, he's going Fav for Beto energy requirements, but it's the best team that doesn't have Yai, other than Binefa. This one is better. Yeah, that makes sense. But you guys can't really see it. It's official Escoffier Nicole, which kind of makes sense. Can you explain how bro is getting through Freeze Aura? What do you need to get through Freeze Aura? Are we sure it's this high? I mean, this isn't that high. 100k is like release Varka level. Like, that's not great. Oh, well, yeah, there's also this one, actually. Beto, Chi-Chi, Diona. QN1 whole E on Diona? That sounds wrong. What the fuck is that? What's the N1 for? Wait, no, that's on Sig. Okay, this is what the actual team is. Was Nicole on Glad? I mean, it's probably 2B's attack, because there's no good support set for her. Nicole on 2B's with Fischl seems weird. Yeah, with Fischl, it should probably be Nicole on Heaven's Gift and Fischl on Golden True. It is not a lot of damage, to be fair, but, like, it's probably still enough. Yeah, Jackson also had Calcs with Yai stuff. And he's assuming premium is just Escoffier, Chi-Chi. Nicole slightly better. Okay. I wonder if Escoffier is really worth using over Sucrose. Because like, I'm thinking about it, and it's only one more stack, right? It's 3 hits for each stack, and the counter resets every 3 seconds, and Escoffier hits once per second. She just gets 3 hits per counter, which is just one stack, yeah. Because the stacks are a lot more impactful to stellar conduct damage than to non-stellar conduct damage, it also makes the fact that Escoffier deals just straight up cryo damage a bit more impactful for the comparison. Escoffier is just that good for Sandrone. It's not that Escoffier is that good, it's that your options just aren't the best. With the latest changes, Sandrone's numbers just kind of aren't really high enough for her to be very powerful in a hyper team. While she does have access technically to supports that would be good for her in hyper, like Sucrose, those supports aren't necessarily good in non-hyper. Sucrose in Lunar Charge, you swirl Electro and Hydro, you buff the whole team. Sucrose in Stellar Conduct, generally only swirling one of the two, so the buff is significantly worse for your secondary element. Isn't Yai Stellar Conduct damage cryo? No, it's Electro. It's not like Hydro Swirls matter in Lunar Charge. Yeah, I guess that's true. Colomina's doing Electro damage anyways, fair enough. Stellar Conduct doesn't work the same way. The Electro units do Electro damage, not cryo. He is not growing on me. He is growing off of me. He's shrinking on me. I think that might have, that was worse. I should have stuck with growing off of me. I mean, let's take a look at Escoffier first. So, how the fuck do the stacks average even look? Like, what do they look like here? What is happening passively? 1 full stack per second from Yai, 1 full stack per second from Escoffier. It also rounds down, apparently. Oh my god, you know what else rounds down? Slay the Chi-Chi across the 15 seconds of uptime has 9 cryo hits, and then with a coordinated attack every 2.2 seconds is like another 6-ish. So it should be about 15 hits in 15 seconds. There's probably also about 1 stack for Chi-Chi. Then Sandrone, about 15 seconds of field time. Across those 15 seconds, they're 27 plus 3. It's about 2 stacks. And if the Stellar Conduct hits count, it would be, yeah, so 5 to 6. If it rounds down, then this 5 will generally be 4 to 5, and this 6 will generally be 5 to 6, not 6. So if they say from the testing that it's generally 5 to 6, then the Stellar Conduct hits probably count. What weapon should we give her here? We don't have external EM, so it's probably Mild Flower if you have it. Shadow Set, Widsith, Fav, TOM. Is that true? Is there a world where we can run Instructor Chi-Chi? If you do like Escoffier E, Yai, Triple E, N1 Chi-Chi, I'm not sure how the timing timing works out. But it's probably a pretty big deal because, like, the alternative is just damage set on Escoffier, and she does not doing that much damage. Now we go Golden True. How about Son of Days Past Escoffier? I mean, if we're using her burst, we just use Noblesse. But we don't want to use Noblesse because we don't want to use her burst. I can take a look at Chi-Chi Particles on this showcase. Oh my god, it's like, the bitrate is like 3. I don't think I can take a look at Chi-Chi Particles, actually. What do you want to know? I basically just want to know if you get 2 or 3 instances of the particle generation from Chi-Chi. Like, if I assume 2, and I guess we battery Escoffier into her. And then we have Yai Particles is 1 per wave. This team's rotation would be like 2-ish seconds on Yai, 1 point something on Chi-Chi, 1 point something on Escoffier. About 6 seconds. 19 if we burst every other rotation, 20 if we burst every rotation, probably. What was Flip getting for rotation length? He didn't look at Chi-Chi Escoffier. Chi-Chi. I mean, Chi-Chi Nicole is basically the same, right? He's doing 18.5. Yeah, I'll just do 19. No, but this is 18.5 with burst every other rotation. So that would be like 19.5. With burst every rotation. Maybe I should just do 20. I don't know. Yeah, let's do 19 or 20 based on energy requirements. Either way, that's 6 particles from Yai. 4 on field, 2 off field. 5 proc happens off field. Why is there a problem here? What's going wrong? Hello? This used to work. Did they update Excel? Why did they change it? Energy kind of doesn't matter because even with pessimistic assumptions, we still don't really need to build the R. Flat attack, 350. How good is Wolfgare on Sandrone? It's fine. It's a bit better than the craftables. Should be a bit better than Meltflower as well, but pretty similar. The passive on Wolfgare is just pretty bad. We have damage percent, which is going to be... We don't have any damage percent other than the one from the stacks, right? So 28 plus this... divided by 100. If you use an attack stat, say, do you want to use the M Goblet / Sands? I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on the rest of the team. If you have neither of them, they're both as good. But if you have a lot of them, attack is better because the formula for attack scaling is linear, and the formula for EM scaling is not linear. So generally, because you tend to get a lot of external buffs, attack main stats just tend to be better. But this team specifically doesn't actually have any EM buffs. You do have some EM multiplier buffs, but the way that EM multiplier buffs work doesn't interact with Elemental Mastery in that non-linear fashion that EM usually scales with by itself. It scales linearly, basically. Do any of our buffs fall off here? No, because Sandrone burst snapshots now. Dude, that's actually such a godsend for these teams. Looks like GG's 3. Okay, bad. I mean, it doesn't matter here because we have enough energy, but it might matter for teams that don't run a 3rd cryo. The fact that Sandrone burst snapshots means that you'll get the Chi-Chi buff on Sandrone burst. Otherwise, you would have to burst early and lose the buff on your last charge attack, where you can just do the burst last right before you lose the buff, and then the burst will still have the buff from it, which is pretty fucking massive, honestly. So how much EM do we have? We have 160 from the passive. We have 206 from Mailed Flower. Substats, 80. Do you have anything else? Is it ever viable to go EM Sands on Golod or Sandrone? Depends on what external buffs you have. In a team like this, probably not. I mean, it's probably not that far. Like, if you're not using Mailed Flower, it's probably relatively similar. But basically, if you already have reaction buffs, whether it's EM buffs or Stellar Conduct buffs, on the team, EM tends to be worse. Whereas if you have attack buffs, attack tends to be worse. In a team like this that has no attack buffs, but 2 reaction buffs, it's pretty difficult for EM to be better. Anyways, effective attack, 1, effective attack, 2, effective attack, color conduct. Do we need 2 of those? Maybe for later. Can I ignore that and just do my support burst? I mean, you can. It'll just do less DPS. If Chi-Chi is C6, then you should use the burst, but it's not even that big of a deal, honestly. If you do have C6 Chi-Chi, how much ER would be good? Chi-Chi's ER requirements aren't that high with her C1, especially in a triple cryo team. You probably don't want to run Fav if you do this. But then Sandrone ER requirements go up a little bit if you're not running Fav on Chi-Chi. Alright, Sandrone's ER requirements from 120 to 130. You probably still run Fav, honestly. But Chi-Chi ER requirements, like, her burst is basically 40 cost if you have the C1. So her ER requirements are basically nothing. Total damage in 20 seconds. It seems lower than what other people get. I mean, let's take a look at the rest of the team first. Is there ever a world where there's a weapon that's better than Widsith because the uptime is so bad? Probably not. Catalyst kind of just... Wait a second. They said that the Stellar Conduct hit happens right after the Electro hit, right? On the second wave, the second hit of each wave. That means that very often the Stellar Conduct hit won't have Cryo Resonance because it happens right after you apply Electro. Like, it's specifically exactly at the wrong time, right? Is it actually on the second hit of each wave? Did they post any footage of the changes with the last one? I mean, there is a delay between the first and second hit, so like maybe you're fine. But, like, you need to reapply cryo between the first and second hit. But you do have triple cryo. You have permanent cryo aura. But like the thing is, like, it's not actually permanent. There's like about half a second of no cryo in between. The hit that triggers the stellar conduct damage is the one that happens right after you apply electro, aka you remove cryo. Very unfortunate. Like, you're definitely not 100% uptime. It's probably not 0 either, though. Damage percent, how much do we have? 8% from Witsith. How much from the conversion again? 0.15? 0.15% of her EM. Is that it for damage percent? No, the C1 is also... Was it 50 or 40? It's not updated. Did they change both to 50, or is it just the Stellar Conduct they changed to 50? Okay, I will believe you. All right, so it's 50 Electro then. Then how much EM do we have? We have 40 average from Witsith. Substats. Is that it? Oh, that's a very low amount of EM, huh? 50 from Chi-Chi, 50 from Yai herself, 40 from set bonus, yeah. I didn't put the 18% attack. No, I did put the 18% attack. Wow. Guy gets a damage percent boost from EM? Yeah, she does. Problem is that damage percent doesn't affect the Stellar Conduct damage. You don't really want to go out of your way to build EM. Now, this is a very low amount of EM. Most of the Yai stuff I've looked at so far had Sucrose, so EM was pretty bad. Maybe you go EM main stat if you don't have Sucrose. We don't have Electro Shred, so this is just 0.9. That is a lot lower Stellar Conduct damage than I expected. Did I fuck something up? Oh, I was using EM Sense, even with Sucrose. Huh, but that's worse. Why is that worse now? Okay, I must have fucked something up. I multiplied by crit multiplier twice instead of EM multiplier. This is still pretty fucking low. Like, the calcs I saw had her at about half of Sandrone's damage, and that is not what I'm getting. What the fuck is that all about? I could say we get one more wave here, but it's still quite a bit less than half. I guess it's because they weren't using Escoffier, they were using Nicole. When I was looking at Flip's calc, yeah, I was about half, but that's with Nicole, not with Escoffier, and Escoffier is better for Sandrone damage and doesn't do anything for Yai damage. Okay, I guess that makes sense then. And we just need to calc Escoffier damage, and then we can compare that to the Nicole variant of it. What's the rotation? Yai triple E, Chi-Chi E, Escoffier E, Sandrone. Okay, so attack percent. How much attack percent does Escoffier end up with in this team? Deathmatch, we have main stat, we have substats, we have TOM. Ascension, main stat, substat. We don't have the set bonus. We do have Cryo Resonance. Damage percent, 28 this. Goblet, and we have Golden True. And that is it. We don't need multiplier. Effective attack, kind of embarrassingly low, huh? I have Chi-Chi, who's the best after Chi-Chi? Probably Diona? No, Nicole. Oh yeah, Nicole is good too. Right. Is Beto even better than Fischl? The problem with Beto is uptime and cooldown can line up pretty poorly. Doesn't Fischl give more hits? Fischl doesn't have that many hits if you're not doing normal attack. Oz is just 1 hit per second. So if you're not getting the C6 and if you're not getting the A4 because you have Cryo Aura and you're on-fielding a Cryo character, it's just not that many hits. Motion value from Chi-Chi, 163.2. We can look at C2 Chi-Chi, but it doesn't really matter. It's just plus 50% attack. 163.2, 61.2 times 9. And 40.8 times 5 or 6. Let's say 6. 30k DPR. It is what it is. 2k DPS. So this team is at 111 here. Let's take a look at Nicole. Let's start with Nicole over Escoffier, I think. Yeah, we definitely don't want to go TDDS. So, like, Old Sworn. It doesn't matter. It can be Flowing Purity because we don't believe in burst, so we don't care. Nicole is really a fucking fraud here, huh? Like, she's probably the best attack buffer here because you're buffing Yai, but, like, Jesus Christ, she is bad. Does a shifting Q usage on the rotation make you lose buff uptime on the charge attack after Q? It can, yeah. Anyways, we know go 4.5 because we lose the stack from Escoffier. We do also calc Nicole C1. Nicole C1 should be pretty bad for this team, right? Because it just does normal motion value, and Sandrone doesn't build any damage percent. Like, it's not completely worthless, but it won't be great. We also probably have slightly less Cryo Resonance uptime, like 13 instead of 15 average. And we have a lot less Cryo Resonance uptime on Yai's Stellar Conduct damage. What about Gift passive? Damage percent doesn't do much for this team, so I'm pretty sure it's worse. We need to remove the shred that we had from... Technically, I need to add Nicole damage as well. So I have the Nicole version slightly worse here, which isn't surprising to me. If anything, I would expect Nicole Escoffier to be better than Nicole Chi-Chi. So let's take a look at that. So Nicole, Oathsworn wins. Escoffier TOM. Lose 70 damage percent. We keep the TOM buff. Energy requirements are cooked, right? I think I've changed everything except adding Nicole buff here. Oh, this team is actually slightly better than the Chi-Chi one, which makes sense, right? I think that's what Jackson had as well. It's about 2% better in my calc, and Jackson had it about 2% better as well. Makes sense. So it seems like it's averaging like about 5.5. That makes sense. That is exactly what I was expecting.